Imagine standing on the brink of the unknown, where life meets death, and profound secrets of the future are whispered by none other than a divine figure. Today, we explore a chilling account of a near-death experience that brings forward a dire prophecy about the year 2025, purportedly revealed by Jesus himself. This story explores a magical discovery that may have global ramifications, going beyond a simple tale of survival in the face of adversity. Near-death experiences intrigue with their mystery and the transformative insights they often provide those who return from the edge. These moments, fleeting yet intense, have the power to change trajectories and reshape beliefs. We focus on one individual's extraordinary encounter during a near-death experience where they receive a message so powerful and unsettling that it compels them to share their story with the world. The implications of such experiences are profound, raising both existential questions and a curiosity about what lies beyond the veil of our current understanding. The encounter within the near-death experience was unlike anything familiar or describable in earthly terms. It unfolded as a direct communication from Jesus, conveying a sense of urgency and profound importance. The core of this message was a forewarning. The year 2025 is to be a critical turning point for humanity. The details were not filled with specific calamities or events, but highlighted a period of significant upheaval and transformation that would test the resilience and moral fiber of societies worldwide. The individual, upon receiving this message, was struck with a mixture of reverence and dread. The reverence stemmed from the profound nature of the interaction, feeling both honored and overwhelmed by the responsibility of such knowledge. Meanwhile, the dread was rooted in the gravity of the message itself. Conveying a prophecy of such scale was daunting, especially one that carried implications of global challenges and the need for spiritual and practical readiness. As the vision faded and the individual was pulled back into the realm of the living, the transition was marked by a rush of sensory experiences and a flood of emotions. Awakening in a hospital room, the stark contrast between the divine clarity of the message and the clinical sterile environment was jarring. The return to consciousness was accompanied by a profound sense of disorientation and a desperate need to make sense of the experience. In the days and weeks that followed, the struggle to integrate this profound experience with everyday reality was immense. The individual grappled with the authenticity and meaning of the message, often oscillating between doubt and belief. This inner conflict was intensified by the challenge of sharing the experience with others who were skeptical or unable to grasp the magnitude of the prophecy. The need to articulate something so intangible and profound to a world that values empirical evidence over mystical experiences was a source of deep frustration and isolation. The weight of the prophecy also prompted a reevaluation of personal beliefs and life choices. There was a newfound urgency to live more meaningfully and to align more closely with values that could withstand the potential trials of 2025. This shift was not just spiritual, but also practical, as the individual began to prioritize relationships, community engagement, and personal growth aiming to fortify against the foretold times of hardship. After returning to everyday life, the bearer of this prophecy faced a significant hurdle: skepticism. The challenge wasn't just internal, grappling with the authenticity and implications of their own experience, but also external, from people around them. Friends, family, and acquaintances were hard-pressed to accept such an extraordinary claim without evidence. The more the individual attempted to share the prophecy, the more they encountered disbelief and dismissiveness, which often led to feelings of isolation. This skepticism prompted a deeper personal quest for validation and understanding. The individual turned to religious texts, spiritual leaders, and historical accounts of prophecies to find parallels or validation for their experience. This search was less about convincing others and more about finding a personal anchor in a sea of doubt. The quest also led to frequent introspection, where the individual examined their life's purpose and the potential role they might play in alerting or preparing others for the future. This period of doubt and search for meaning eventually catalyzed a profound spiritual awakening. The encounter and the message had planted a seed that slowly germinated into a stronger, more resilient faith, not just in a religious sense, but in a broader, spiritual perspective that accepted a more interconnected and purpose-driven view of life. This awakening was not marked by dramatic changes or revelations, but by a gradual shift in priorities and perceptions. As part of this spiritual deepening, the individual began to engage more actively with various spiritual groups, not necessarily to spread the prophecy, but to strengthen their own spiritual foundations. They adopted practices such as meditation and prayer, which helped ground their experiences and emotions in actions that were both healing and empowering. This shift also reflected in their approach to daily life, emphasizing compassion, patience, and a readiness to face whatever challenges 2025 might bring. Deciding to share the prophecy publicly was not a decision taken lightly. The individual understood that the message about 2025, with its implications of significant global upheaval, needed a thoughtful approach if it was to be communicated effectively. Initially, small group discussions and informal talks were the chosen methods, aiming to gauge the reaction and adapt the message to be as clear and concise as possible. The objective was not to alarm, but to inform and possibly prepare others for the changes to come. As the message began to circulate more widely, the individual also sought platforms that would allow a broader reach. This involved writing articles, participating in podcasts, and speaking at various meetings. Each forum presented its challenges, from ensuring the message remained true to the original vision received during the NDE, to dealing with the varied responses from listeners and readers. The focus remained steadfast on the content of the prophecy rather than the spectacle of the experience, emphasizing the need for spiritual and practical readiness. The public's reaction to the prophecy was as varied as one might expect. Some listeners were intrigued and took the message as a prompt to review their own lives and beliefs. Others dismissed it outright as either a figment of imagination or misinterpretation of a stress-induced hallucination. Among various spiritual groups, the reactions were also mixed. Some saw it as a meaningful sign, while others cautioned against the dangers of misusing spiritual experiences for creating fear. Amid these reactions, the individual found both support and criticism. The support came from those who had either experienced similar NDEs or who believed in prophetic messages. These supporters often provided not just affirmation, but also practical advice on how to live with such a heavy burden. Criticism, on the other hand, sometimes turned harsh, with accusations of fear-mongering, which tested the individual's resolve and even their faith. As the year 2025 approaches, the individual reflects on the impending changes with a sense of sober anticipation. They consider the warning they received not just as a foretelling of doom, but as an opportunity for collective and individual preparation. The prophecy, while stark, is seen as a catalyst for growth and a reminder of the impermanence and volatility of human life. This perspective helps them to maintain a balanced viewpoint, focusing on preparation without succumbing to fear. The preparation involves both practical and spiritual elements. Practically, the individual focuses on building resilience through sustainable living practices and emergency preparedness. Spiritually, they look into their faith, seeking understanding and peace through scripture, meditation, and prayer. These actions are guided by a desire to be as ready as possible for whatever may come, based on the profound insight they believe they were given. In sharing their story and the message about 2025, the individual also offers advice to viewers. They emphasize the importance of living in the present while being mindful of the future. This includes nurturing relationships, appreciating life's fleeting moments, and fostering a spirit of adaptability and resilience. They suggest that viewers consider what changes they might make in their own lives to be better prepared for any significant challenges ahead. The advice extends to spiritual readiness, recommending that viewers reflect on their own beliefs and values, perhaps deepening their spiritual practices or seeking new spiritual insights. The aim is to encourage a sense of peace and purpose that can help mitigate the fear of uncertain futures. The individual hopes that sharing their experience will inspire others to look inward and upward, fostering a readiness that transcends mere physical preparations. The individual's journey from experiencing a near-death revelation to sharing it publicly unfolds as a profound narrative of transformation and responsibility. It illustrates how a deeply personal spiritual experience can evolve into a public message that seeks to prepare and possibly protect others. This journey is not just about the prophecy for 2025, but also about the individual's evolution in understanding and responding to the revelation. Throughout this process, the individual has learned to navigate the skepticism and support that come with revealing such a significant and potentially disturbing prophecy. They have balanced the initial fear and awe with a constructive approach that aims to foster readiness and resilience. By turning their intense personal experience into a call to awareness and preparedness, they contribute to a broader dialogue about how humanity might face global challenges together. We reflect on the importance of such prophetic experiences in our collective and individual lives, whether one sees them as mystical truths or metaphorical insights. They push us to confront our deepest fears and highest hopes. For the viewers, the story is an invitation to not only ponder the possibility of future global events, but to consider their personal and communal roles in shaping a future that is resilient, aware, and spiritually enriched. The prophecy about 2025 serves as a reminder of the unpredictability of life and the interconnectedness of our world. It challenges us to live with intention, to strengthen our bonds with others, and to cultivate a spirit that is as prepared for change as it is committed to making the most of the present. Regardless of what the future holds, the message underscores the enduring human spirit's capacity to face the unknown with courage and purpose. This narrative, rooted in a profound personal experience, extends beyond the individual to touch all who hear it, encouraging a reflective and proactive approach to the mysteries the future may hold. As we move forward, let us carry with us the lessons of this journey, accepting the potential to transform fear into action and prophecy into preparation.